Hey guys, David here from Athletic Edge, just recording another class for the YouTube channel just to help you guys stay in shape without kit during lockdown. Now today's class is very different from the last one. Last time we really focused on the core. Today I wanted to do a class that focused on the legs. This is one of the easiest muscles to work without kit, but one of the ones we tend to do the least because squats and lunges are people's pretty much least favorite exercise for most. Anyway, we're going to put together a little structure. And the great thing about it is, just like the abs workout that we did before, you can find that on the feed if you haven't seen it already, it's all changeable dependent on ability. So we're going to do rounds, and each round we increase the reps. If you feel like you've reached your limit at any point, you can just drop out then and then try and get the extra round next time. Or alternatively, you can work with obviously different ranges of movement. You can maybe go a little bit slower and then just transition when I transition and just kind of follow as you go. As long as you are working hard, we are doing well. So let's get stuck in. So we're going to start with some mobility-based warm-up. So make sure you've got a bit of room and space to work with. I've got a nice empty gym, so nice and easy for me. And we're going to start by working at the spine and the abdominal core. Important to work that even if it's not an abs workout, because a lot of what we do comes through our back and through our core muscles. So some good side leans to start us off. This is obviously when your body's going to tell you if there's anything niggly, if there's anything tight. I've had a tight back the past couple of weeks, so I'm just going to have to be extra aware of that while we train. Rotate around the sides. And obviously if you find any of the movements that we do as part of this class don't suit you, or you feel like they're not quite right, just either do the exercise from the previous round, sit that one out, or even try reducing the range of motion. Maybe rather than going all the way down on the squat, go halfway down, see if that feels any better. So we've done some good rotations to the side, and what we're going to do now is widen our foot stance and reach and rotate to the inside of the shin. That's good. This gives us a bit of a twist and also a bit of a stretch through the back and through the hamstrings as well. That's good. Now from the same wide stance position, what I'm looking for you to do is pull back through your hips. Pull back through the hips, bend the knees, touch the fingertips to the floor, and then come back up, squeeze the hips forwards. This is about waking up those hamstrings, the muscles at the back. So what we're looking for in this one is to just pull back, reach down, and come back up. It's not supposed to be a flexibility test, so I don't want you to do it with locked knees. Have that softness there, and keep that back straight, so head and chest stay up. Like so. Good. Let's get a couple more of them in. This is a really good one to help warm things through and just get some blood flow through the bottom and the back. Good. Now again, maintaining that nice wide stance, what I'm looking to do is some side lunges. So what we're looking to do is again pull the hips back. When you do a side lunge, you're not actually going sideways, you're going backwards and sideways, because that allows you to get the hip hinge, and it means not too much of the weight goes through the knee. So we're going to go back and to the side, back and to the side. This you should feel in your groin, feel it in your hips, feel it in your glutes, feel it in your quads, hamstrings stretching nicely as well as you come down. This should give you a bit of everything. Good. Now what I'm looking to do is just some simple leg swings. So just be back and forth. You can find something to lean on or hold on to if you need to for this. And just make sure, instead of just kicking up, make sure you go backwards as well. Good, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. See if I can balance long enough to do this. I know this might seem like a really boring part of the workout, but doing an effective and efficient warm-up means you're going to be in good shape to do a class again tomorrow or the next day, rather than in bits and in a lot of pain for the next few days. Now we're going to do some swings where it comes across the front. So I call this a leg sweep. And then just do a few on the other side as well. This just loosens up the hip flexors, the piriformis, and the deep hip muscles as well. Okay, good. Now for a nice upright posture, chest up, head up. We're just looking for some nice wide squats. If your toes are out, your knees follow your toes. If your toes are in, your knees follow your toes as well. So if you're closer, you'd be like this. If you're wider, you'd be like that. Now that distinction will become important in a minute once we finish warming up. But for now, we're just loosening things off. Good, now bring the feet in, and then just pull the butt back. You won't be able to get quite as low on this one because it's very narrow. So you'll see from here, only maybe to about there, but that's fine because you're still getting a good hinge on the knees, and because the feet are close together, you're activating different muscles as you go. Okay, give yourself shape down. Now, the first couple of rounds here, I'm going to act almost as a warm-up as well, because they're short and sharp, and the whole workout all in, if I've calculated this right time-wise, should only take about 20 minutes. If it takes longer, obviously we can push on with it. If it doesn't, that's fine too, and you can maybe even twice through if you've still got the energy left afterwards. So, it's 5 exercises in a row, and for the first round, we're just going to do 2 repetitions of each one. And the idea is it scales up because we double the amount of reps every time we run through. So our first round, and you can set with me, is going to be regular squats, wide stance squats, back lunges, curtsies, and a squat hold. Now I'm going to demo all these now at the start and go through some key teaching points, but then from then on, I'm just going to kind of roll with it. So if you need to take any extra time to work on the technique, you can run the video back and watch through again. Having a mirror to work with is very useful as well, but also go with what feels right. The right position for me might not necessarily be the right position for you, so find what feels intuitive, find what feels good, and get those muscles working as you go. So for a regular squat, the most important thing is that everything is stacked. Your heels are under your knees are under your hips. So you're that nice, solid position there. And then when you squat down, it's about drawing the hips back, so you pull the bum back, but you keep the weight through the heels and also the balls of the feet. So you don't want to rock up on the back of the feet, but you also don't want your heels lifting up off the floor either. I'll show you from both angles. I always put my hands out front, just as a counterbalance. So down and up for regular squats. And from the side, set in spot, down and then up. Keeping the chest up, keeping the head up, like you're trying to balance a book on top of your head throughout. Now, the second exercise is going to be wide stance squats. This could be 1 foot span wider, it could be a lot wider. The wider you go with the feet, the more you focus on the groin and the muscles on the inside of the thigh. But it will also affect how deep you can go. If you don't have flexibility, and you go this wide, you won't get very far before things really tighten up. So I suggest somewhere in the middle. So you take your regular squat stance, 1.5 foot wider each way, turn your toes out 45 degrees, and then from there the knees follow them, and that gives you that wider stanced squat. You'll feel the different activation on the muscles here, and you'll see the difference in position. And you'll also be able to see from the side stance view, you're much more upright stacked as well. You don't fold as much with the hips. More of that hinge comes from the knees and from the outward rotation, the circumduction of the hips as you go. So that's the second exercise. The third exercise is a back lunge. These are going to be alternating. So you will step back and come up, ensuring all the weight stays over that front leg. Like so. Easy. And from the side again, nice upright posture. Step back. Step back. I would say keep your hands ready, so that if you feel your balance go, you can lean on your knees, and that will allow you to maintain your stability as you go. Exercise number 4 is curtsies. The curtsy is obviously, Malud, would be stepping behind and across. So a lot of people tend to do this and they go very far back, so they end up going backwards like this. We're mainly looking for it to be quite tight and quite close. Going to the side. And so what that looks like from the front, across, and across. We're going to alternate them, so you'll go one side, other side. Now I've got the benefit of the camera here so that I can see my shape while I'm doing it. A good way to gauge if you've gone far enough down, I tend to find, so watch this one from the back, is when your knee or your quad touches your shin, the back of your calf there. Here, same thing, touches, then you know it's time to come back up. That exercise works the bum and the hips a lot more, and this is one of those ones that's going to get tougher as we go through. And as I said, the depth is not so important as knowing you're feeling it well and it's engaging well as you go. The fifth and final exercise in the chain, demo's nearly over, we'll get into it soon, is a simple squat hold. Now, if each round starts with a certain amount of reps, the squat hold starts with a certain amount of time. And each round, that time doubles. So round 1 is a piece of cake. It's just 10 seconds. So you get into a squat position, you hold the position. It can be a 1/3 squat, a half squat, a 2/3 squat, or you can be right in. But what I don't want is resting with elbows on thighs, or for you to be sitting on your haunches, because that's not really working the legs at all. You just hold the position for the duration that we've got, okay? I've got the clock up there behind me, so we'll be able to time it nicely as we go along. Those are our 5 exercises. So round 1, we'll do 2 reps on each, 10-second squat. Round 2, 4 reps on each, 20-second squat. You get the picture. And we run up until we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. So the 5th round is going to be the killer. 32 reps on each exercise with a 160-second squat, which, if my math is correct, is 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Now, I'm not expecting that to be a breeze, but we're not here for a picnic either. We're here to work hard and give ourselves a good push and get some progress, or at least some calorie burn, during lockdown. So, let's get started. Let's just get ourselves a little shakedown again, because you don't want to have cooled down before we start. And we're going to start with those regular squats. So we're going to go for round 1. It'll be quick and sharp because it's just 2 reps on each. So regular squats, stacked. 1, 2. Widen the stance. 1, 2. The back lunges, it's just going to be 1 on each leg. 1, 2. And the curtsies, 1 on each leg. 1. Getting that contact so you know you've gone deep enough. 2. And then a 10-second squat hold from now. 9, 8, 7, 6. Piece of cake. My facial expressions when we get to 2 minutes 40 are going to be pretty brutal. We can turn the camera off for that. Good, and that's round 1 done. Shake them down. You should feel a little bit of warmth in your legs, but it shouldn't be too tough. Rest can be as long as you like, but if you want to follow on with me, we're going to get started on round 2 now. There's going to be 4 reps on each. So regular squats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Widen the foot stance. Knees following the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the back lunges, alternating, 4 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're looking for the curtsies. 1, 2, 3. Legs are starting to wake up now. 4. And then we've got that 20-second squat hold. Set and go. I'm not going too deep on these because I've just had a pinched nerve in my back in the past couple of weeks. So I don't want to poke the bear, but you'll still get a lot of goodness out of it, even just going 1/3, 1/2 of the way down. 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Good. Yeah, that burned a little bit more by the end. So that's 2 rounds down. This time we double again. So each time the doubling obviously makes it double the amount of work, but it exponentially increases difficulty. It's not just doubled because you're already fatigued from what you've done before. So round 3 is 8 apiece. Let's take it from the top. Regular squats. 1, 2, 3. You guys know how to count. I don't need to count for you. Good. And then we go for that wider stance. 1.5 foot out, toes out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we go for the back lunges. Again, remember with these, chest and head up, weight over the front leg. If you lean too far back, you change the focus of the exercise to being all about the back knee. We want it to be about the butt and the quad on the front leg. There's the 8. Let's go for some curtsies. My legs are already feeling stiff. Good. Halfway. And this is where things get tougher. 40-second squat hold. Take a few seconds to prep here and make sure the clock's on the money. And off we go. This is good. And what will probably happen is, I'll step out of this and shake my legs out at some point and get back in. And you can do exactly the same thing too. As long as you're working hard, it doesn't matter how long you get. As long as you're pushing as hard as you can possibly manage. Feeling that burn build up in your legs. Mine are on absolute fire. And we're halfway. Stay strong, stay in there. If it was too easy, there wouldn't be a point to it anyway. 10 more seconds. Looks like I'm going to make it without embarrassing myself. Come on, nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Whew. Shake those legs off. Take a wee rest. We'll take a bit longer this time. Now, as I recommended from the last video, always good to have your own music on in the background. We can't put any on just because of music licensing. It would end up muting the video, which isn't any use for us or for you. But with the amount of gasping and grunting you'll probably see from your video host, I'd say having some nice music on in the background will help motivate you and help prevent you being traumatized by that. So, round 4, 16 reps apiece with an 80-second squat hold, so a minute 20 squat hold afterwards. So 16 regular squats. Stack the feet, lined up, head up, and let's go. 2, 3. You're all doing so well so far, just got to keep it up. Who says you can't make a legs workout tough without kit, right? And that's the 16. Let's widen that stance. Toes out. Smooth down, smooth up. Good. Keep it up, keep it going. Just 4 more to go. 14, 16. And now the back lunges. So it'll be 8 on each leg, alternating for 16 in total. Good. And there we are, halfway. Make sure the back knee goes nice and low. Good. Now the curtsies set in place. Crossing up. Good. Glutes, quads, hamstrings, everything is on fire now. I hope you guys are having as tough a time of it as I am. Normally in the gym I only ever do things up to like 8 reps. So this kind of volume is a good challenge. I've totally lost count. So that 14, 15, 16. Okay, stack ourselves up. This is the 1 minute 20 squat hold. Set in, and off we go. Control the breathing. And remember, the depth is completely up to you. You can be very low, you can be high, you can be just a little bit, as long as it's difficult, we're all good. So that's the 20 seconds done, now we've just got the minute. Over before it's begun. Just stay strong, hold that position. And remember, you can stand up at any point to shake those legs off, which I'm going to do now. That's at the 30-second mark, keep it up. 40 seconds. And there's 50, just 30 seconds to go. Shake those legs off again. I'm sure some of you will be much stronger than me and still holding that position, and that's great. "15 seconds left. Let's try and hold in this place for another 15. Now for another 10. That's good. Feeling strong, feeling powerful. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Yeah, that was tough. Feeling it now. Now we're going to take at least 60 seconds to 90 seconds before we go again. So deep breaths, get some water in if you need it. I'm going to grab some from just off camera now. Important to stay hydrated. Oh, that's good. Okay, so the main thing here on this final set is that we maintain the quality of our reps. 32 is a lot, so you'll find that as you go on, it burns more, and you'll feel the temptation to drop quicker in the reps, to maybe cut corners, not hold the form. I would rather you held the form and ended up maybe doing 22, and then moving on when I moved on, or stopping and resting and continuing, than just powering through and putting yourself at risk. Because the last thing we want to do is pick up an injury now. So, it's been 60 seconds, very quick 60 seconds, we'll give it another 20, and then we'll get this last round done. So just as a reminder, this is the 32 rep round. So 32 reps of regular squats, 32 of wide stance squats, 32 alternating back lunges, 32 alternating curtsies, and then a horrible 2-minute 40 squat hold. Now, if anybody can actually manage to do the whole squat hold without popping up, I want you to contact me and let me know, because that would deserve a shout out for sure. Right, let's get stuck in. 32 regular squats. So stack those feet, chest up, head up, arms out front for balance. Let's go. There you go, it's 10 already, we're flying through. And that's your 20. Two more. Good, let's just take a second, shake those legs off. Now we've got the wide stance ones. Deep breath. Set those feet, toes out. Let's go in the wide stance. Good. And there's the 10. Halfway. Twenty reps down. Starting to feel it now. And there's your 32, good. Glad to see the back of those squats. Whew. Now we've got those back lunges. 32 in total, 16 apiece. Keeping the weight over that front leg. See me giving the teaching points to stall so I can get a bit of extra rest time. No more of that, let's get into it. Set the foot. And that's one, we're off. And there's the 10. And there's a 16. Keep it up. There's the 32. Good. Shake those legs off again. Curtsies, we're nearly there now. Final pushes. Let's go for those curtsies. I'm going to reduce the depth on these because I'm starting to feel my back, and we don't want that. Halfway, that's good. Getting our second wind now. Last two. 1, 2. Okay, now we've got the grueling bit, we've got that 2-minute 40 squat hold. Horrific. But we can do it. Mental strength leads into physical strength. Believe we can do it. I'm going to wait till we get to the 30-second mark on the clock here, so 10 more seconds. So a couple of deep breaths. Okay, and let's go. Good. And just hold that position. Some people, they like to stay in the moment, they like to focus on the burn, keeps them strong. Other people, they like to take their mind away to a happy place to try and forget all about it. Whatever your coping strategy for this, get it fired up, get it engaged, because no matter how fit or strong you are, 2 minutes 40 is going to challenge us. So you just got to stick in and hold it together and make sure if you come up, it's only when you absolutely have to. That's just at 35 seconds already. Stay strong. Good, we're at the 40-second mark now. "50 seconds, I'm going to shake those legs out. And there's the minute. Only 1 minute, come on. Remember, you can step out at any time to shake those legs off. I'm going to try and make another 10 seconds before I shake mine. 4, 3, 2. Good. Oh. We're at minute 20, so we're halfway. You may find the depth on your squat reduces as you go through. That's cool. It's still going to be hard work. Okay, that's the minute 40. There's only a minute to go. We got this. We got this. Stay in there, guys. Stay in there. Normally I'd be walking around the room picking on everyone's form so people couldn't see me struggle. So teaching in front of camera is a real equalizer on that front for sure. Final 30 seconds. Right, come on, let's do it. 20 seconds left. Final push. You've got this, team. 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Oh, that was tough. Good job. And honestly, for anyone who managed to stay down the whole duration, you have my utmost respect, because that was hard work. Now, as always, after a workout, make sure you do your post-exercise stretches. I'm not going to run through them here for you, I'll just give you a quick demo. You'd be looking for a quad stretch. Heel to the bum, knees together. Hold that for at least 30 seconds to a minute. You'd be looking for hamstring stretches. Pull the leg back, nice and straight, toes up. Get a good hamstring stretch in there as well. If you're looking for a groin stretch, you can either do that standing, a nice wide stance, come down into it like this, or you can do it from a sitting position on the ground. Feet together, push those heels out like that as well. Give yourself a good groin stretch. On top of that, the usual abdominal stretches, leaning over the top to the sides, into the other side, and also just folding forwards to relieve some of that tension through the lower back as well. At least 30 seconds to a minute for each of those. Now I'd repeat them now and also before you go to bed as well. Now to make sure you get all the up-to-date content as soon as it comes out, click on the subscribe button below, and that means you'll get alerted whenever any new content comes out. And as always, if you have any comments or requests on what you would like to see in these classes, or anything you don't want to see as much of, please pop a comment on and let us know. Thank you very much. Take care. I hope you've enjoyed the workout.